A very good day to you and welcome to Herman Manyora's YouTube channel. My name is Jedel Kabiro. It's always a pleasure to have you for political conversations. These conversations we hope will help our political leaders in making better policy and political moves. Of course, these conversations come to you very simply, truthfully, and unbiased with a hard hitter. Herman Manyora, how are you doing today?
Good.
It's a crazy time we're living in. Babu Wino says he will lead people in protests when it comes to this finance bill. Says Haita Peter. MPs are complaining of getting harassed. They're asking, who gave these people our numbers? Salasia can't even walk at 4 a.m. People are coming to his place. I don't know where he was.
The revolution has started.
They're telling him, this thing must not pass.
The revolution has started.
This is the case. When you look at this conversation about mass action, will it help? That is the conversation we've been having in this country about protests in this modern era. Do they help in changing the legislative moves that are...
You see, it's not supposed to be something crude. It's supposed to be the highest form of lobbying. Okay? Pushing for something in a civil way. So that it must remain civil. It must not become ugly. It must not develop into anarchy. So all the parties involved must let it play within that space. That you can beseech somebody, you can beg people, you can plead, but you can also push. So mass action will be the highest form of lobbying. So that now you are pushing so that people can now see, well, Punda Amechok.
When you look at then this conversation about the finance bill, do you think the opposition has failed us as a country? Because yes, they're issuing statements about it, but there's no visible, tangible or something we can see the opposition doing. Why are we in this place where the opposition...
Because we have a weak opposition. The opposition is not structured. The opposition is about an individual, has been about individuals. United, structured opposition can achieve a lot. Look at how much pressure was put on Moi in the 1990s, 80s all the way to 90s by a well-structured opposition. I'm looking for the English word. It's a little difficult. But they were there. It was not really about an individual. It was about a group of people, young Turks and seasoned people, Matiba, Jaramogi, and so on and so forth. But of late, it has been about individuals in the opposition, so that the opposition is as good as that individual. And if somebody pushes the individual behind the tent and they have a conversation, then everything is lost. So if Babu Wino wants to be an individual of that nature, it's a little difficult because it's not easy to be that kind of individual. So what is the way? What then would be the hope for this country? Is we don't replace one individual with another, because that one we put across can also be seen behind the tent. You get it, eh? I think it is for the people of Kenya to come up with strategies that will make it difficult for people to continue messing this country, including a vigilant population. You realize now even the social media is making it difficult for certain people for certain things to be done in this country. You start and it's out there, Lai has put it there, Nyakundi has put it there, you retract. You get it? This country owes it to people like Robert Alai, people like Cyprian Nyakundi. We owe them a lot, by the way, because sometimes somebody is putting his hand to get something and then they put it outside there.
The Gabriel Ogudas.
Gabriel Oguda. These people, really, we owe them a lot. We are not a society that celebrates our people. We are not a people that appreciates people who work for us. We have been so used to crooks and thieves that people who do what people have begun to call God's work, the Lord's work, nobody appreciates them.
Well, how would you comment about social media campaigns vis-a-vis what was there before, where people used to go out and protest? Is social media going to work?
It's a new way of doing things. It is information. It is spreading the information, calling out the thieves, whistleblowing. And very soon, it will be very difficult to steal in this country. Because as you are preparing the scheme to steal, before the voucher is written, somebody already has the voucher number and is up there with Robert Alai or Cyprian Nyakundi or Ugunda or whoever else is up there. Maybe the Manyora of this world.
Yes.
They already have it and they are putting outside there. So, social media or media in general, an informed citizenry is going to play a bigger role, perhaps than even direct confrontation. If all these things don't work, unfortunately, when the people just hit the wall, then there'll be a revolution.
What does the future hold, maybe as I wrap up? What does the future hold? Because the finance bill of 2023 caused a lot of disruptions. Now we're looking at this one without Raila, but it seems like everyone is so pissed about it.
Yes.
What does the future hold when you look at finance bill 2025, 2026?
The worst that I said, and I gave examples of places like Central African Republic, where opposition is not organized around an individual, where mass action is not called by an individual, where Raila says on Monday, and when you are there, even if it was going to go into the following day, stop, go back home. I said the danger is in having people in the streets without a Raila to tell them stop. Let's go back until tomorrow. That is the danger. And unfortunately, that is where we are headed. When you have people like Babu Wino and others who will join them, making people go to the streets, but without the power Raila had to recall the people, and without a central figure for the government to focus to take behind the content, this country will be in problems. So the sooner the leadership of this country, including everybody in the opposition, in wherever, all of them, including the church and civil society, and the rest of us, the sooner we realize that it is in the best interest of this country to listen to each other, to have a conversation around the things that affect all of us, and only listen to foreigners when we must, but then not beyond a certain point. The sooner we do that, the better for this country. Because even if you force people, because you have numbers, you can only go so far.
Yeah.
Last year, they came for taxes. People made noise. They came for things, housing, what? People made noise. But they nevertheless, they had their way. Bila kubadilisha nini? Koma. So last year, people made noise, but they had their way. Before the people could even rest, they have come up with something else. They will have their way. But there's only one question I put across to them. For how long will they have their way? For how long?
I wanted to wrap up, but you've talked about foreign interest, but this is something everyone is talking about, the handwriting of IMF in this finance bill. How does Ruto balance it? Because he has to please IMF, World Bank. I don't know for what reason he does that.
You don't have to.
How do you balance it so that
Kenyans I admire this guy of Turkey. You help him, then he gets somewhere, he realizes, no. Hapo imetosha, go back, let me go alone. Yeah, that's how you can't be a staff at him, but also sit down with them and tell him, this is taking me down the drain. Whatever you think we are going to benefit out. The lenders, IMF, World Bank, China, I've told them, your investment is safe if you have a conversation with the people of African countries. Your investment cannot be safe if you have a conversation only with the leadership of African countries. If you are going to invest trillions in Africa as China, have a conversation with the people of Africa. Then your investment is safe, it is sustainable. But if you only talk with the leaders, the so-called leaders, president and everybody else, your investment is not safe.
Okay.
Because we are in the 21st century, if people default and they kick out, first of all, they kick out the leaders you are dealing with. They kick them out, jettison them out of their country, out of leadership and everything else. Who are you going to ask for your investment? Who will secure your investment? Who will repay your loan? They'll tell you go to hell. And this is the 21st century. You can't come and beat anybody. You can't come and take anything by force. You can't. So, the people, IMF, World Bankers, let them have a conversation with the people of Kenya, not with the leadership of Kenya alone. Only then is their investment safe in Kenya. Because the leaders come and go. Leaders can be thrown out. But the people are there. How do you have a conversation with the people of Kenya? Listen to what they are saying. Listen.
It's all over social media. You can...
Yes, you know what Kenyans are saying. Yes, you have the muscle and the power to force through those things. But is it sustainable? The obvious answer, it's not sustainable. Therefore, your investment is not safe. For your investment to be sustainably safe, you need to have a conversation with the people of Kenya. The people of Kenya. So, listen to them. When they say this is too much, pause for a moment and say, don't they have a point? Surely, the taxes are going so high that at the end of the day, there will be no point of working.
All right. Maybe finally, because we call you a prophet, what is your prediction in Parliament? Will they pass it despite all these calls?
They could, I think the cries are so much, the pressure is so much, there could be, I can see a few compromises. And some of these compromises would have been planted there deliberately for them to look magnanimous, for trade-off. Say, okay, we shall not touch bread. Okay, oh, we are taking VAT here, there, we are not now taking. So those compromises, they will not surprise me. Some of them were deliberately, some of these things were put there deliberately. So that when they now withdraw them, they look like they are magnanimous, and above all, they look like they are listening to the people. But the bottom line is, the pain will still be there. Will the people of this country continue bearing that pain?
Itatoboka. Thank you for tuning in to that conversation. What do you think? If Babu calls you for Maandamano, will you attend on Tuesday? Have yourself a lovely rest of your day.